Last player standing.
ラストはハレ眠り姫ハレが2キル眠り姫かかってこいかかってこい
Educação encontrou o primeiro. Eliminação concedida pra ele. Agora tá aí. Dale de volta. Vai buscar um. Mas Kaique.
Llegaste aquí, quieres tratar de encontrar a alguien en un hopping que termina. ¡Con la cuadra!
แล้วนี่ครับขึ้นเลยครับเฮดช็อตไปตอนนี้มันพานได้เฮดช็อตสันคิดนะเฮ้ย
Etrafından dönen oyuncu karşı çok güzel bir headshot. Bir tane daha vuruyor. Rasmus neler yapıyor? Размене уйти шестерка врывается 2 минута. Третьего фаза забрал.
Welcome to the Headshot, where we break down all the latest from the VALORANT Champions Tour. Let's kick it off with some of the best plays from Challengers events around the world.
Не во что это за голову? Извините, Лерки!
这边的让步，哦哟，他俩这边1打3了。
Dando na segurança e ele vai. Só que daí o Muriz, né? De Marshall. Nesse momento, 3 eliminações pra ele.
Moves around. No way. 1. The smoke. 2. No freaking way. Anderson, baby. The 3K.
Birlikte vurdu. Kipperman harika oynuyor. Kipperman Wansi con la triple termina siendo solo marca en contra del mundo. Pero ¡no!
Let's hear from Annie Dro on her experience competing with Cloud9 White, the all-female roster that's been making waves in the North American scene.
Hey guys, this is Annie Dro from C9 White in North America.
Was that really necessary?
We've been working hard, practicing like 6 days a week or up to 8 hours some days, just trying to prepare, and we've been able to take some big wins against some reputable teams, which we're pretty happy about. And although we're really looking to qualify, I think we're pretty happy with how the team's been going so far. Playing on an all-female team at the pro level is very stressful, very polarizing. I feel like a lot of people either really, really like us or they really, really hate us and want to see us fail. But I think it will inevitably do more good than bad. And if there's anything to say to the doubters, it's I hope we can prove you wrong, but we do not play for you, we play for our fans. C9 White doesn't actually work together with C9 Blue just yet. I think the plan in the future is that we eventually will start scrimming each other, but we've been trying to work on ourselves mainly before we really commit to doing in-house scrims right now. We're kind of just doing separate things. I hope you will support C9 White in the future. This has been Annie Dro. Thanks for watching.
Next, we'll check the current standings after last weekend's tournaments. Challengers Week 3 Open Qualifier came to a close in North America, with these 4 teams advancing to the main event. TSM, Energy, T1, and the roster formerly known as DHBK. After weeks of just barely missing the mark, TSM finally make their first main event appearance alongside T1, who have shown vast improvement since adding Automatic and Curry to their roster.
Oh my gosh, Curry gets 4!
Challengers CIS Week 2 main event concluded with some familiar faces coming out on top once again. One Breath Gaming, Gambit Esports, Crow Crowd, as well as Divinity, an unsigned roster that was formerly known as Fly to the Moon. This was Divinity's first major victory and will guarantee them a spot in Masters alongside the other aforementioned teams. Turkey also completed their Week 2 main event with these 4 teams taking the win and moving on to Masters. BBL Esports, No Org Found, Other Side, and Oxygen Esports. A notable omission from this list is one of Turkey's top teams, Footballist, who were narrowly eliminated by Other Side in an amazingly close set. Footballists will have their final shot at Masters in the Week 3 main event. Over in Korea, the Challengers Week 3 Open Qualifier concluded with F4Q, Ham Tories, Apex People, and Tubapul Gaming advancing into the main event. They'll face off against ZF Gaming, World GameStar, TNL Esports, and Damwon Kia for the final spot in Masters. Nearby in Japan, Challengers Week 2 main event ended with these 4 teams emerging victorious and securing their spot in Masters. A few of Japan's top teams still have yet to qualify for Masters, including Reject and Blackbird Ignis. They'll have their final chance in this weekend's Challengers 3 event. LATAM completed their Challengers Week 3 main events with these teams advancing to Masters in each side of the region. After weeks of gradual improvement, Stampede Gaming put on a dominant show in LATAM South with an undefeated sweep of the entire bracket.
Quiere entrar al sitio y tratar de hacerles un pequeño saco.
Uy, lindo gesto de parte de Olsen con una clásica.
Brazil played through the first half of their Challengers Week 3 main event, with the remainder of the matches to be completed this upcoming weekend. Brazilian favorites like Pain Gaming, Slick, and Imperial Esports are all competing for the final Masters spots in the region. Tune in to find out who will move on. In Southeast Asia, Week 3 Open qualifiers were held in the Philippines, while Week 2 main events were held in Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Thailand. Here's who's advancing from each part of the region. It's first class time, and this week we're heading over to Turkey. The Sentry himself, Turco, is back in the spotlight. Turco and his team Oxygen Esports emerged victorious from Challengers Turkey Week 2 main event. They defeated Istanbul Wildcats 2-1 to secure their ticket into Turkey's first Masters event. Turco played Sage on the first 2 maps, where Oxygen lost on Icebox but won on Ascent. After that, he switched to Brimstone for the final game on Bind and put on an amazing show, ending with an average combat score of 313 and an average damage per round of 195. Now that they've qualified into Stage 1 Regional Masters Turkey through Challengers Week 2, Turco and his team can take a break and start preparing while the rest of the region fights over the remaining spots in Challengers Week 3. Tune in later this month to see if Turco can keep his momentum going.
Son mermide headshot geldi ve bir tez roundu kazandırdı 3-3.
Who will be our ones to watch this week? Let's head over to North America to find out. A new unsigned team is blowing up in Challengers NA. The roster, formerly known as DHBK, put the region on notice in the Week 3 Open qualifiers. They had a dominant run through the bracket, only dropping a couple of maps and defeating some very notable teams along the way, including Beast Coast, Built by Gamers, and Space Station Gaming.
Give him the ace, baby!
The roster is made up of Ange, Anderson, Screwface, Harmon, and Dim Sum Boy. If you've been following the North American scene closely, you may have recognized some of these players from other popular amateur teams of the past, including Prospects, Mamba Mode, and Slimy Boogermen. These 5 players have been grinding to make a name for themselves, and it's finally starting to pay off with the success of last weekend. Their impressive run through Open qualifiers was distinguished by a standout performance from their Jet player Screwface. He consistently top-fragged throughout the weekend and achieved a peak average combat score of 471 on Bind against Square Nation. Their Sova player Harmon also scored some great clutches.
Harmon, you're insane!
Oh my goodness.
Their breakout performance this past weekend shows just how exciting and unpredictable the Open bracket format can be. No matter how established a team is, there's always someone new lurking in the shadows ready to take them out. Can this team keep their dream run alive through the main event? Tune in this weekend as they go toe-to-toe with giants like Luminosity, Gen G, and the new 100 Thieves roster with Ethan for a chance at qualifying into the first North American Masters event.
Now it's just Harmon in another 1v1, buying 3 on the round.
Which team are you looking forward to watching in Masters? Let us know in the comments and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the action. Thanks for watching The Headshot. For upcoming matches and schedules, check out VALORANTesports.com. We'll see you next week for more updates on all things Valorant Champions Tour.